So let me talk about the fans first. First of all, there were over 1,000 tickets turned in. And it's not just to do it. You got to go through the process to do it. It's not just here, take the tickets. We ended up giving over 200 tickets to veterans, 500 plus to teachers, over 150 to the police. And the students, we gave away 15,000. So you saw them behind our, they ran in and took the best seat they could get. And I'm just saying, for them to do that on this day in this weather with what's going on, I thank the fans who turned in tickets and the ones that came here anyway. Like there were probably 8,000 that drove here from somewhere. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I think they're falling in love with this team. And thank goodness we had a will to win the last 7-8 minutes. But they didn't quit. You had to take the game. They came in, they played harder, they were rougher, they executed. We didn't stay in front enough, so it wasn't 5-on-5. We tried to steal too many balls. Every time we tried to steal, they scored, and we fouled too much. And then the one thing, we shot a really high percentage, except from the foul line. How do you shoot 30% from the foul? What are you talking about? We're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. But that tells you they're not machines, they're not robots. They have minds. At times they could be fragile. So, but it was a good win for us.
Just immediate reactions to Darius's performance tonight. What's it like coaching that from the sideline? You calling plays? Are you letting him go? What do you think of his?
What we did was we said we're putting it in his hands and trying to space the court a little bit, give him room to go do something. But we had to stop running people at the ball. If you watch the game, why? What did they start doing? Yeah. They were trapping. So now you had to keep the court spaced, all right, so that he could go. But his performance, I'm looking at it like, look, let's just put it in his hands. And he was terrific. And he's such a good passer. If they do different things, he can get it. And then, like the last play where it was him, and I told TB, throw the dagger. It's coming to you. Because you knew they were going to go at Darius, and they did, and he throws it back to the kid, and he makes it. And the execution down the stretch was, we did some good stuff.
You talked last time we spoke to you about not wanting this team to be arrogant after a win and a slow start, but how important was it to punch back, have the fight that y'all had in the second half tonight?
They're learning about themselves. They're learning. I told them at halftime, you're going to learn something. You're going to give up. I don't care how you played in the first half. All I want to know is how you're going to play now in the second half. Can you get yourself going, or are you going to talk to yourself, I can't go, it's not my day, and I'm sad, my body language stinks, and I'm that, and I'm going to. Well, the good news about playing 8 guys, I'm just looking for 5. Hang your head over here, that's fine. But we're playing the 5 that are going to fight like heck. But you're going to play team. Like today, as we were walking down the hall, they told me that, this team lost, that team lost. A lot of people lost today, games, because this league is that way. There are no gimmies. And you go on the road, games are hard. Like the next game we have, Oklahoma on the road, hard game. Really hard game.
You guys lost the rebounding battle 36-28. They had a lot of second chance points. Just what were they doing just to
They outworked us. Well, there are 2 things that happened. They outworked us, but they got in the lane so easily that their bigs could run up our backs. And that's how they did start in the game. But the other part of it was it's you and him, and you're fighting, and he outfights you. What do you want me to do? I can only say so much to the official. You're going to have to fight. So they had 14 points at half on second shots. And then the second half, but I will say this, the ones that we needed to rebound at the end, we rebounded. That's a will to win.
I know LSU's not at the top of the standings, but just to be able to grit out.
Well, let me say this. Their guard came back for the first time he played. They only had 1 loss to Texas Tech with him playing. So now they're a different team. And we knew they'd be different. I didn't know he'd have that kind of impact on the game. So you'll watch them now and you'll say, what happened? Well, the kid was out. He was out a month. And they were like 12-1. And so now he's back. I think, again, they played him 30-some minutes. I think you'll see a little different team.
Yeah, Malik Thomas had a really important offensive rebound at 2 minutes to go. I guess, what was your assessment of two freshmen, Darius and Malik? And how they closed
Big
out?
plays. But here's the other thing he did. When in the first half we were dying, what'd he do? Made baskets and kept the game. We were only down 4 at half. I thought we were down 12. But he made baskets to make the game where it was manageable. You're down 12-13. You make a run, they make a run, you make a run, they make a big run, you make a run, you can't beat them. You gave them too much of a head start. So that's why when you're not playing well, or you're not, and again, we shot a big-time percentage in the second half from the 2 and 3. We just didn't make any free throws.
What do you think it is about Darius that he's just able to turn a switch for maybe a quieter half to then just exploding?
He's got an edge to him, and I just keep working on his body language because he doesn't understand. He gets mad at himself, and he kind of, well, you're affecting these other guys. They're looking to you, and you got to be the one talking, and you're fine, and then do your thing, and then how about this? Defensively, do what you're doing on offense. How about going and getting a couple rebounds so we can finish the game off like Malik Thomas did? But I love coaching. I love coaching this team. I told him, I walk in every day, I'm happy because I have a talented team. I got a job to do, hold them accountable, help them cross the finish line. But I'm trying to do everything I can. I keep saying, be a star in your role. Like you watched Carter, who was sick. He and Nick were both sick. But Carter, how's he rebounding now? Right? All of a sudden, he's a different player. Be a star in your role. Go rebound that ball where no one else can jump 41 inches like you. Go. Drive the ball, car crash. Go. And then every once in a while, shoot a 3. But not if you're crowded. Drive it because it can't guard you. How about Billy? Is he a star in his role? How about TB? I want them. They're all different. Be a star in your role. And that means you got to come ready to play in a great mindset, in a great mood stated way.
12 points in the paint in the first half, 24 in the second half. What were you telling your guys at halftime, and what led them to finding more success around the rim in the second half?
We didn't settle, and a lot of it was not posting the ball. It was driving the ball. And, we weren't setting great screens in the first half. Guys, I call it the slip out because I really don't want to hit somebody. I would slip out. And now we couldn't really get downhill. They, on the other hand, were holding screens. And I'm not saying foul. They just hit you and held, so you were fighting to get over it. We started doing the same in the second half, and I think it helped us.
And you've coached a lot of amazing guards. What does Darius Acuff do that kind of makes him stand out compared to the other guys you coached?
Well, because the guys I coached, I'm not – he's better than – no. I mean, there's some MVPs and stuff, the NBA, 2 of them. Bunch of rookies of the year, defensive players of the year. He's a beast kid. I call him a beast. You're a beast a guy. Really skilled and is wired and driven to get better, and it means something to him. Those are things I can't. When you don't care about it or you're delusional about what you're going to be able to do, it's no fun coaching. And I've had meetings where I say to guys, do I want this more than you want it for yourself? Because if I do, tell me so I'm not getting crazy. Because when you get crazy as a coach, you're crazy to all the rest of your players. You're so mad at this guy because he won't bring it, he won't go take it. You end up getting mad at other guys, and it's not fair to them. So every once in a while, I have those meetings. You don't have to do that with him. The only thing I said to him the other day, body language, energy at times. You kind of looks like you're going, you jog, you don't go after a ball, and I'm losing my mind. And I said, do you understand I know how good you are? I know. But I want you to be the best player in the country. Not just a good player. And until you clean this stuff up, you're not going to be. But anybody watching this game doesn't say, well, he's one of those guys. Now, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he's legitimately good, and he plays on a team that really respects him, and he respects everybody. Thanks.